Hey everybody, this is day 4 of our basic beginner 20-minute classes, and we are going to roll out the mat and start in a standing position today. Take your feet a little wider than hip distance apart. Bend your knees and walk your hands down your legs. Hold opposite elbows here. This should feel good. It's okay to bend your knees if it's putting pressure on your lower back. Bend your knees a lot now. And reach your arms out wide. Try to come up with a really flat back. You might need to shift back in your hips a little bit. And then extend your arms over your head and exhale. Bring your hands to heart center. Do that again. Breathe in. And breathe out, bringing your hands to heart center. One more time. And exhale. Let your arms relax by your sides. And then start to circle one shoulder and then the other. Go backward. Needing any tension out of your shoulders. And circle one more time. Now go the opposite way, from back to front. Your breathing is smooth and easy. And then replant your feet. Strengthen your legs. We'll keep the left hand on the thigh, and we're going to reach up out of this right arm and lean to the side. When you're practicing this pose, make sure you have weight in your right foot here. And keep the muscles just above your pubic bone engaged. I'm tucking my chin underneath my top arm, but you could look down if that feels better for your neck. And breathe in as you reach up. And let's switch sides. So I lengthen, usually lengthening like you're trying to lift your waist up out of your hips and then stretch it to the side. Again, you want to make sure you have weight pressing into your left foot. Breathe out. Inhale your arms overhead and bring your palms together. Bring your hands to heart center. For this next pose, you'll bring your feet together, and I'm going to show it to you from the side. Your feet, the inside edges of your feet touch, and you sit back a little bit. You want to make sure your knees are behind your toes. You're able to see your toes there. And then you could keep your hands reaching straight out in front of you, or you can try reaching your arms up. This is a strength building, heat building pose. Good. Keep breathing in and out. If you want rest, it's easiest to just stand up and rest here and come back in when your legs are ready for more work. Stretching through the fingertips. Breathe out and fold. So you have your hands on the floor. You can circle your head here or look from side to side. If your hands don't come all the way to the floor, just keep them on your ankles or your shins. So bend your knees so you can reach all the way down to the floor. We're going to step back into plank pose. So in this shape, if you feel like you want to modify the pose, if it is too much for your wrists or shoulders, then just bring your knees to the mat and untuck your toes. You're pressing firmly into your fingers, and you want to place your shoulder blades far down your back. So either here or here. So set your intention to carry through, to finish your practice. We'll lower the knees now. Bring the big toes together and sit back. This is child's pose. When you sit back into this shape, if you feel like your hips are hovering above your heels, don't want to come to the heels, that's okay. You can stay lifted a little bit. So you'll press back, and either your forehead will come to the floor, or you can stack your hands, stack your fists, and rest your forehead on your hands. Try breathing into the back of your lungs. Try breathing down toward your lower back. If you have your forehead stacked on your hands, unstack your hands and reach forward now. And then walk your way up into your knees. This is a twisting pose, and it's a lunge pose. You're going to step forward with your right foot. Your hips press forward and down here. And then rotating from the base of your rib cage, you could either bring your elbow to rest here on the top of your knee, or if you're feeling really good, you could try to twist and get more of that bottom rib cage up and bring your elbow to the outside of your knee. Your palms pressed together. You're taking this top hand and gently pressing into your bottom hand to help you with your rotation. Twists are really good for you. They cleanse the midsection, especially if you can take a really deep breath out while you're twisting. And in this pose, like triangle pose, in any of the other poses where you're traditionally looking up, if it bothers your neck is getting tired, you can choose to look down. And to come out of this, push firmly into your front foot. And then come back into both knees. So we'll do the same thing with the opposite leg stepping forward. Whoops, almost lost my balance. Good. So the hip point here, this is the hip point. It wants to lift up, and then you send the hips forward and down. A little bit of scissoring action between your front inner thigh and your back inner thigh, and then take your rotation. And this feels so good for the lower back, the hip, the outer hip. Front leg starts to get tired, just push more evenly through your foot, or back off a little bit by taking some of the bend out of your knee. And let's breathe out now. Come back through the center and come standing in both of your knees. If your knees need a break, let's just all do it together. Come down to your hands and knees. Step back into your right toes, and then step back into your left toes. We're going to stand in the knees for one more pose. This is called camel pose. If you want to just keep your hands on your outer thighs, you can do that. You're going to lift the belly up and in, roll your shoulders back and down. This is a great option. Another option is a half camel. You can tuck your right toes under and reach back and hold your foot. Look back there at it. And then all this right side body is going to rotate back to face forward. You can extend up, reach up through the heart space, through the hand. Now, if you're practicing half camel, you're going to go to the opposite side next time. If you're holding your thighs right now, you'll do the same thing again. You're just going to repeat what you did one more time, or you can flip the opposite toes under for a half camel. So I'm going to practice Even though I did half camel on the other side, I'm going to practice the modified camel here. Lifting, rolling the shoulders back and down. Good. And just stretching the front midsection a little bit from the belly to the heart. Lifting just a little bit. And this strengthens your back. It improves your posture. Press down through your shins. Airplane going by. I don't know if you can hear that. Now come back up into your knees. Bring your hands to the floor so that you can sit down. Camel pose is a back bending pose. So we want to do something that counters that just a little bit. So folding forward is what we call a counter, or the opposite motion. So you'll walk your hands forward a little bit. Careful not to move aggressively in this pose. Your low back is vulnerable when you move aggressively in a seated forward fold. So let this feel really gentle. And see if you can spread your toes apart and gently press the backs of your heels into the mat. Breathe out. And now think about using your back to come into a seat. We'll practice another twist. So bring your left foot in and step it to the outside of your long leg. Then with your right hand, you're going to hold your knee. Sit up tall. Twisting from the base of your rib cage. You can use this back hand like a second spine to help support your twist. Stretch a little bit longer. Then turn your head back to face forward and slowly untwist. Let's switch legs. Again, keeping good posture. We'll rotate. You can hold your knee, just like I'm doing, in front of the kneecap here so that you can twist. Use your inhale to sit up taller. Then breathe out and look forward and come back around to the center. I'm going to have you lie down on the mat with your feet about as wide apart as the mat. Hands on your belly. Just windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Let the side to side movement gently slow down. When you come to stillness, stretch your legs out. Time for Shavasana. Palms facing up by your hips. Remember, if this puts pressure on your lower back, that you can bend your knees and then lean your knees in on each other to take the pressure out of your back. If you're lying with your legs stretched out, let your feet fall open. In this pose, your lips are together, your teeth are not touching. So loosen your lower jaw. To relax your lower jaw and make space between your upper and lower teeth. Keep your hips and shoulders relaxed. Keep your face relaxed. Stay still, but take a slow breath out. And then walk your feet in. You'll bring your low back to press the mat again. Bring your arms and legs up in the air and then just let them hang loosely here. Bent knees, bent elbows. We'll circle the wrists, circle the ankles. And then bring your knees to your chest. Roll to your side. And gently push yourself up to easy pose. Keep your palms down on your knees. This is calming, it's grounding. Thank you so much for continuing to practice yoga with me. Namaste.